Good morning, class. How are you all today? Good? Good? Okay, so before we begin our lesson, let us start this class by prayer. Let us close our eyes and pray together. Dear Lord, we are from class 7A, and this morning we pray and come to you so you will guide and bless our class from the beginning until the end. And now we will begin our class. Amen. All right. So, tell me about your week. Anything interesting happen over the weekend? Did you do anything fun? Yes, Nathan. Tell us about your weekend. I went to a water park on Saturday and I rode a giant water slide. It was exciting as it was the first time for me. Ah, that sounds interesting, Nathan. Were you scared at all? A bit at first, miss, when I was waiting for my turn, but once I went sliding down, it was so fun. That sounds great. I really want to try it one day. I'm glad you had an amazing week, Nathan. Okay, so let's start our lesson. Today, we will learn about writing a proper self-introduction essay. Introduction essay. Can you all see it? Okay. And no, before you ask, a self-introduction essay is not just about mentioning your name or your age. It's more than that. So, what do we write down beside our names and age, Miss? Well, it's good that you ask. Let's answer it together then. So, what can we write in our self-introduction essay? Can anyone answer? Hobby, Miss. Best friend, yes, good. Daily activities, good. Maybe favorite food, Miss. Yes, very good, very good. How about favorite drink or favorite activity? Very good. Yes, you all have amazing answers. So we can see here there are a lot of elements we can put in our self-introduction essay, right? So now I'm going to show you this short video about how to write a simple introductory essay. So I want to ask you to watch and learn the step-by-step of writing self-introduction essay. If you just give me a minute, I will share it with you. Okay, everyone watch and learn.
Welcome to Speak English with Tiffany. I am teacher Tiffany and today we are going to learn the 18th secret to speaking English. How to introduce yourself in English. This secret will improve your ability to speak like a native English speaker. Are you ready? Well then, let's jump right in. As an English learner, one of the first things that you must do is learn how to introduce yourself in English. But the question is, how can you properly introduce yourself in English? What information should you give and what is the right order? Well, if you have ever asked yourself these questions, this lesson is definitely for you. Today, I will teach you the best method for introducing yourself in English. Let's look at this method together. Introducing yourself in English can be viewed as a circle made up of 3 parts. Part 1 is life. This is where you talk about who you are and where you are from. Part 2 is hobby. This is where you talk about your hobby and the reason why you chose it. And part 3 is dream. This is where you describe your dreams about the future. Now, we understand what each part basically is, but let's go into more detail so that we can understand exactly how to properly introduce ourselves. To do this, we must break down each individual part. Let's start with part 1. Part 1 is, once again, life. For this part, we will select 3 of the 5 W's: who, where, and what. Now we will write down a short piece of information for each of these W's. For who, we can say name. For where, we can say hometown or native country. And for what, we can say character and personality. So let's look at an example for part 1. For who, we have Peter. For where, we have Spain. For what, we have diligent and outgoing person. Now, let's see how this will be said in an actual introduction. Hello, my name is Peter and I am from Spain. I am a very diligent and outgoing person.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it right there. So the first part from the introduction essay. What is the first part, everyone? That is correct. The first part is life. So the question that we can ask or we can include in life is who, where, and last one is what. So based on the video, who refers to your name and could be age also. Where is your hometown or where you currently live? And then what is referring to your personality. So based on this information, based on these steps, I would like to ask two of the students to give us some example. Can I please ask Kevin and Deborah to write about their life based on this example? So let's start with Kevin first. I'm going to erase this. Okay, so let's start with who. What is your name? Kevin, yes. Your name is Kevin. And you want to add the age as well? Okay, how old are you? 11 years old. Okay. Okay, and where is your hometown or where were you born? I was born in, okay, you were born in Mangitung. So your hometown, alright, Mangitung. Good. And what can you tell me about your personality or character? Okay, that's good. So you are brave and a strong person. Okay, so before we make it into one paragraph, I want to ask Deborah first. So let's go. Can everyone still see it? Who? And this is where, what. Okay, so who? First start with your name. Deborah, yes. 12 years old, all right. So you want to add the age as well. Good. Where? So where is your hometown? Oh, Surabaya. You are from Surabaya. Okay. And what can you tell me about your personality? Okay, so you are cheerful and friendly. Okay, that's very good. Okay, so in here we already got two of example for life. Now let's make it into one paragraph. So let's start with Kevin's story first. So Kevin, based on the example that you watched on the video, you saw on the video, how can you make this, all your personal information, into one paragraph? Okay, go ahead, Kevin. Hi, my name is Kevin. I'm an 11 years old student and I am from Mangitung. I have a brave and strong personality. Good, very good, Kevin. Now, Deborah, your turn. Hello, everyone. My name is Deborah. I'm 12 years old. I'm from Surabaya. People say that I have a friendly and cheerful personality. Well done, both of you. Okay, so is there any question about life and how to make it into one paragraph? Okay, if there's no question, okay, let's go to the second part of the video. Let me erase this. All right, I will play it.
This is a very clear and concise way of introducing yourself for part 1. Next, let's move on to part 2. Part 2, once again, is hobby. For this part, we will also select 3 of the 5 W's: what, why, and when. Now we will write down a short piece of information for each of these W's. For what, we can say hobby. For why, we can say the main reason for choosing that hobby. And for when, we can say when you usually do that hobby. So let's look at an example for part 2. For what, we have playing the piano. For why, we have I love classical music. And for when, we have every evening after work. This is how part 2 would sound. My hobby is playing the piano. I love classical music, so I usually play the piano every evening after work. This is also a very clear and concise way of introducing yourself for part 2.
Okay, so that is part 2 of self-introduction essay. So what are we talking about in part 2? So part 1 is about life. How about part 2? Part 2 is about? That is correct. It's oh. Part 2 is about hobby. Okay, everyone knows what a hobby is, right? It's the things that you love to do. So we saw the example. We saw the example on the video. Let's try it with 2 different students. I think I will choose Bobby and Fania. Okay, so let's have Bobby first. I will write down here what and then why and when. So, Bobby, tell me about your hobby. What do you love to do? I love playing guitar, miss. Oh, okay, folks. Pardon me, playing guitar. All right, and why do you like to play guitar so much? I think it makes me calm when I play my guitar. Okay, that's a very good reason. So you feel calm. That's true. Feel calm. So when do you usually play your guitar? I usually play my guitar before I go to bed or when I finish with my schoolwork. Okay? Before you go to bed, before bedtime, or after schoolwork. Okay, good, Bobby. Now let's ask Fania. How about you, Fania? What is your hobby? What do you love to do? I think my hobby is drawing, yes. Okay. Fania's hobby is drawing. Good. And then why? So, what is the reason that you choose drawing as your hobby? It helps me focus better, and I love seeing colorful things on my paper. Oh, okay. That's an interesting reason. So you can focus better and, oops, and love to see colors. Hmm. And when you feel like drawing, when you like to draw, I usually draw on the weekend or maybe over the holiday. Okay, over the holiday or on weekend. Okay, so we got these two information just like before about hobby. So because the first one is Bobby's hobby, let's hear about his paragraph. So Bobby, how would you put all your information about the hobby into one paragraph? Okay, miss. My hobby is playing guitar. The reason I love it is because listening to the sound of guitar makes me calm. I usually play my guitar whenever I finish with my schoolwork and before I go to bed. Very good, Bobby. Next, Deborah. My hobby is drawing. I feel like I can focus better whenever I'm drawing. I always draw on the weekend or over the holiday. Very good. That's great, Deborah. Okay. Any question about how to write about your hobby? Yes. Miss, can I write more than one hobby in my essay or shall I stick to one hobby? Well, you can add one or two or three hobbies, sorry. You can write two or three hobbies, but try not to write too much, otherwise it is hard for you to contain your essay. Okay, any more question about how to write hobby? No? Okay, so let's hear the last part of the video.
Finally, let's look at part 3. Part 3 is, once again, dream. For this part, we will once again select 3 of the 5 W's. What, when, and why. Now we will write down a short piece of information for each of these W's. For what, we can say what our dream is. For when, we can say when we want to reach that dream. And for why, we can say why we chose that dream. So now let's look at an example for part 3. For what, we have travel all around the world. For when, we have over the next 10 years. For why, we have I have always loved meeting new people and learning about new cultures. Now this is how part 3 would sound. My dream is to travel all around the world. I plan to do this over the next 10 years. I have always loved meeting new people and learning about new cultures. This is also a very clear and concise way of introducing yourself for part 3. Okay, now that we have looked at each part in detail.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to pause it. Okay, so the third part is about. Anyone can tell me? So the third part is about. Oh, my markers. There. Let me get another one. So, anyone can tell me about the third part? Yes, thank you. It's about dream. And no, this is not about the dream that you have when you are sleeping, but this is about your long life dream, what you want to do in the future or what you want to have in the future. So dream. We all see the example. The example here said to travel around the world. And when it's over the next 10 years, he wants to do it over the next 10 years. And it's because he always loved meeting new people and learning about new cultures. So, talking about dreams, just like before, I want to ask two of you. Let's see, who will I choose? Can I choose James and Tina, please? Okay, who wants to go first, James or Tina? Oh, Tina, okay. So, Tina, tell me about your dream. So, the question that we are going to use is what, when, why. So, first, tell us about your dream. Mm-hmm. Wow, okay. So, your dream is to join an orchestra group. Wow, that is very good. I love to watch an orchestra. That's very good. So, when you want this to happen, when you want to achieve this dream, I think I want to achieve this dream after I graduate from high school. Okay, after high school. Okay, so last question would be why do you dream to join an orchestra group? Well, for me, I always love to listen to orchestra group, and I always feel like it would be an honor for me to be able to play in an orchestra group. Well, since I love to play music and all, and I always learned how to play music since I was a kid. So it's been my dream to join an orchestra group. Okay, so since I was a kid. Okay, that's a long one. All right, thank you, Tina. Now let's go to James. Oh, James, tell us about your dream, James. Your dream is to visit Australia. Wow, okay. It's a beautiful country. Okay, so when would you travel, visit Australia? Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you finish junior high school. Okay, so this is like a graduation trip, is it? Ah, excellent choice of destination, I would say. Junior high school. Okay, and why? So tell us the reason. Why do you want to go to Australia? Why do you want to visit this country? Well, the reason I want to visit Australia is because I want to see kangaroos up close. Ah, interesting. Okay. So you want to see kangaroos up close. Okay. Why do you suddenly love to see kangaroo? I've seen a kangaroo on TV before, and I feel like I want to meet one in real life. I think that would be very cute. Okay, interesting. That is interesting. All right. So we have Ina's dream and we have James' dream. Now, how about we put it in one paragraph, just like before? So let's start with, I'll go with Tina's dream first. So Tina, can you put yours in one paragraph? Yes, miss. So, my dream is to join an orchestra group, and I think I will achieve my dream. I will do my dream after I graduate from high school. The reason why I want to join it is because I feel it is an honor to join an orchestra group since I learned music since I was a kid. Okay, very good, Tina. Now, tell us about your dream dreams in one paragraph. That means, so I always want to visit Australia. I plan to do this for my junior high school graduation. It is always my dream to see a kangaroo up close. That's why I always want to visit Australia. Okay, that's very good. That is very good, Tina and James. So, uh, dream is the last part of the self-introduction essay. Now I will stop the video. So, do you have any question about how to write self-introduction essay? Anyone? No? So, a quick recap. Let's do a quick recap. Just so everyone will be on the same page. Please this one. Okay. Self-introduction essay. It's divided into three parts. What are they again? Life, good. And what question do we ask in life? What, good. That is referring to name, good. You can have age if you want, that's good. And then, what else do we ask in life? Where, very good. Where? It refers to your hometown. Good. Last one would be what? Yes. Good. And this refers to personality. Very good. Okay. Now, what is the second part of self-introduction essay? It's about hobby. Good. And what do we ask in hobby? What? Yes. It refers to the hobby. Good. Second one? Yes, that would be why. And it's asking about your reason. Reason or reasons. Okay. Last one would be when. When? When is asking about when do you do your hobby? Good. Okay. How about the last part, number three? Oh, wait. I'm going to write it up here so you all can see. Three is about, you can tell me. Right, dream. Okay, so what do we ask in dream? Anyone? Anyone can tell me? Mm-hmm. Of course. What? Yes. Mm-hmm. It's asking about your dream. Yes. And the second one would be when. Mm-hmm. It's asking about when do you want to achieve and do you want to achieve this? Good. The last one would be why. Yes. Good. And why is asking lesson. You choose step 3. Good. Listen for step 3. Very good. Okay. I can see that you all understand this topic very well already. So, is there any question before we begin our exercise? Yes, Dharma. Miss, is it okay to add a bit of different information or we have to follow exactly like the video? Of course, you can add one or two extra information, but can you please stick to this 3 format so your essay would be well constructed? Okay, so now I will give you a few minutes. I would say about 5 minutes to write your own self-introduction essay based on these 3 steps that we just learned from the video. Okay, so go ahead and write about your 3 parts for your essay, and I will go around, walk around, and check for your writing. Yes, do you have any question? Miss, can I ask you how to spell photography? Of course, yes. Photography. So it's Photography. Thank you, Miss. You're welcome. Hey, if anyone have any question, you can just ask. Yes, I see you are raising your hand. You want to ask some question? Yes, Miss, I have a question. What do we call a person who loves to travel a lot? I think we can call it adventurer or traveler. Both are accepted, so you can use both. Okay, thank you, Miss. Okay, I'm afraid that I'm afraid that our 5 minutes time is up. Um, let's see. So since we are running out of time, I would like to ask one of you, one of you to go up here to the front of the class and to present about his or her self introduction essay. Okay, why don't I choose? Let's see who will I choose. Let me choose. I think I will choose Jordan. Can you please tell us about your self-introduction essay? Okay, Miss. My name is Jordan and I'm 11 years old. I'm from Jakarta and now currently studying in Surabaya. My personality is a bit adventurous, so I like to go to some places. My hobby is traveling. The reason why I love traveling is because I love to see new places, um, and I like to tell my friends all about them. And I like to do some traveling when I'm on holiday or maybe over the weekend with my family. And lastly, I will tell you about my dream. My dream is actually to become a long time traveler. I want to do this after I graduate from my university. So traveling would become my main job. So the reason why I dream to become a long time traveler is because the first reason is because I love to travel, and I think I would love to get paid while I would travel. So I think that's what I can say about my self-introduction essay. All right. Okay, Jordan. Okay. That's a very good dream you have traveling. Okay. So, may I ask you some question? So you say that you like traveling and you're adventurous. So, can you tell me some of the destinations that you've been to before? Yes, of course, Miss. I've been to Australia one time, and I've been to Hong Kong, and I think I went to United States when I was a kid, but I don't really remember much about it because I was still a kid. And the last travel that I had was to, I think it was to China, Miss. Oh, okay, all right. So you've been to quite a lot of places. That is nice. That's very good. So I hope you can achieve your dream, not to just Jordan, to every one of you. I hope you can all achieve your dream, the one that you write on your essay. So I would say it's very good. Well done for today. You all done a great job. So that's the end for today's lesson. I will see you next week. All right.